Hello guys and welcome back to very exciting news on my channel. Just yesterday we got some amazing leaks over on Reddit. If you want to see them, you can also head over there and see what's what. But I've got all of them collected in this video as well, so you do not have to go to Reddit. You can see everything new in this video. The past weekend, Games Workshop announced a couple of new things for Warcry. There's obviously the new starter set with the Catacombs rules that is coming out, and there is a couple of new boxed warbands, and this is going to be quite exciting, and this is what this video is about. There's going to be 4 books, one for each Grand Alliance, containing the warband cards and rules for all the warbands and so on. So when they did the announcement, everyone thought that was going to be insanely boring and probably not worth a buy. However, from the leaks we just got yesterday, I have changed my opinion a lot, because lo and behold, there is new models for every warband. So there's new cards. Sorry, not new models. The models are already there. This is Age of Sigmar models, but there's new cards for each warband, and therefore also new rules. And furthermore, all leaders now get unique abilities. So there's no more leader ability that every leader gets, and that's all. Instead, every leader has a unique ability. So that's going to make warband variety and list building a lot more interesting as well. So I'm going to go through the leaks one by one, just have a very quick discussion about the new stuff and how I think it might impact the game. This is not a mathematical deep dive. I do not have the time in this video, nor in my real life at the moment, to take a look at every single detail here and put it all into Excel. I'm going to do that once the full books are out and we know everything there is to know. For now, let's just have a look and talk. So, first off, we got a leak of the Bonesplitterz. The Bonesplitterz warband used to be very mediocre. They didn't have great fast movement. They had some good heavy punch with the Savage Big Stabber and some good survivability as well. They were just like in the midfield, not terribly interesting or anything like that. Well, now that kind of changed a bit, because these guys got Savage Orc Boar Boys now. So you can see they have the Boar Boy with Chomper, Boar Boy with Sticker, and Boar Boy Bone Totem Bearer, and the Boar Boy Maniac. So 4 new units, all of them obviously out of the Savage Orc Boar Boy box. So first thing that will give them is 10-inch movement. For a warband that was exclusively movement 4 before that, although they did have the war, so they were able to buff that, that is great news. Having 10-inch movement is quite good. Furthermore, they do have all 25 wounds, so very survivable, especially at toughness 4. Now, the big downside to these guys is obviously that they are mounted, so they cannot climb and can't pass through doors. And another big issue is that they have all very poor damage output, especially when looking at their point costs. So the cheapest of them is 145 points, which is not cheap at all. And he only has 2 attacks at strength 3, 1-3 damage. So the damage output on these guys is really low. So you're probably only going to want to bring one of these, for example, for grabbing objectives, for grabbing treasures, and getting in the way. You could tie up a lot of enemy models with one Boar Boy, and then really like take a lot of damage there and slow them down. Maybe get into some ranged guys, because most ranged guys' damage output is massively lowered once you engage them in combat. So that might be what the real strong part of the Boar Boys is. Apart from that, the Boar Boy with Totem, Bone Totem Bearer, he's actually quite good in combat. He's 205 points, which is steep, no question about that. But he's fast, he's tough, he's got 25 wounds, and he got 3 attacks at strength 5, which is very good, 2-4 damage, and on top of that, 3-inch range. So his active threat range is actually 13 inches, which is crazy good, and it kind of helps him with the issue of not being able to climb onto buildings, because with the 3-inch range he could still be able to poke some enemies who are basically standing on the edges of buildings and so on. So he could still get involved in the fight. So I think he is a very powerful and nice model to have. I would probably bring one of these in most games. Now let's see what else we've got in this one. We got new leaders as well. So as I said, all of the warbands that have been leaked are getting new leader types. We're getting the Savage Big Boss. So basically all the hero models that used to be allies are now hero models and leader options for the warbands. So we got the Savage Big Boss, 3 attacks, strength 5, but 3-6 damage seems good. I don't know how amazing his damage output will be in the end, because 3 attacks is not that great, but I think he'll still pack a hefty punch at 225 points. Probably not bad, and 30 wounds is very, very high as well. Then we've got the Wergok Prophet. That's your old Wurzark model. He's got the standard ranged wizard attack, which sucks quite badly. I'm honestly gonna say the only reason for me to bring him would be if his ability is very good. We'll have a look at that in a second. Then we've got the Wardock, which is like another shaman, or yeah, like another shaman type character. He's got also the same kind of bad wizard attack, so again not that great in terms of damage output. We'll have to see about his ability as well. And the same goes for the Weird Knob Shaman. However, what's interesting about him, he's on a boar apparently, because he's 10 movement and 35 wounds, so he's your leader option for the boar riders, one of the two. He also got the bad magic ability. His combat prowess is okay-ish, still bad actually for a model that expensive. So again, we'll have to see about his abilities. Then we've got the Savage Boar Boy boss. That's the one extra they added, I think. All the others are the same. And that is obviously the Boar Boy leader. Strength 4, 4 attacks, 2-5 damage. That is not bad. So his damage profile is actually not bad. 10-inch move, but 250 points, not cheap either. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Boar Boy leaders. We'll have to see about the abilities of all of these guys, but yeah, I'm not quite sold on many of these. We'll have to see. I think the big boss, the Savage Big Boss, might be one of the better options here. So here's the abilities, and this is what all your abilities are going to look like now. You got on the left side the abilities that are usable by everyone, and also tied to single models, obviously. But on the right side, you've got all your leader abilities. On the left side, we can see that one new ability was added, which is the Tusker Charge. Obviously, now that Cavalry was added, that was an easy include. It's a triple that isn't bad, and we've seen it on all warbands that have mounted units, basically. Very, very standard affair there. Then we got the leader abilities. So let's see. The first one is for the Maniac Weird Knob, so the riding shaman, basically. And he has add 1 to the attack's characteristic of attack actions made by this fighter. This activation that target an enemy fighter more than 3 inches away. So he can buff his magic spellcasting. Honestly, probably still kind of bad. I don't think he's going to be worth it for that. Then we got the war, the old leader ability. It stays available for all leaders, which is great. So you're not going to have to dump war if you want to bring one of the new leaders. Then we've got the ritual dance. That's what the war dog has. And that is remove 1 damage point allocated to each friendly fighter within 6 inches of this fighter. That might be the worst ability they added in the entire game. I'm not sure. It sounds insanely bad. I have no idea why you would ever want to use that, and it's a triple as well. Yeah, nah, not gonna use that ever, I think. So to me, that means the War Dog is not gonna be used at all as a new leader. Then we've got the Beast Mask Dance, which is what the Wergok Prophet has. So until the end of the battle round, subtract 1 from the attack's characteristics of attack actions made by enemy fighters while they are within 6 inches of this fighter. That is very good. That is a seriously powerful ability. I think you're probably going to use the war in the first turn because you want to move your guys up still and be fast and so on. But after that, I could see myself using that every turn. That is very good. Then we've got the Mighty War, and that one is available to the Savage Big Boss. Now the Savage Big Boss has, the Mighty War, and it's basically also adding the value of the move characteristic to friendly fighters, but within 9 inches instead of 6 inches. This can be good too, because it can allow you to buff fighters that are from a different battle group. So if you deploy smartly and you have 2 battle groups that aren't like the entire board apart, you're probably still going to be able to buff fighters from other battle groups with this ability. So that's not bad. However, it is a quad. Quads are harder to come by. So it's still a bit tough. I probably think that the Wergok Prophet is going to be the best choice here. Anyways, I'm talking way too long. Let's keep going. Then we've got the Volkite Berserk. Sorry, the what's it called? Damn it, Fyreslayers. So we got 6 factions revealed in general. This is the Fyreslayers. As we can see, they did not get any new units. They did get new heroes though, and tons of them. The Auric Runefather, strength 5, 3 attacks, 2/5, not the greatest damage output there, but 195 points isn't that expensive. Then the Auric Rune Sun, 4 attacks, strength 4, 2/4. I think he's a bit more interesting. Also cheaper than his father and only 3 wounds less, so not a significant disadvantage there. Same ability. I think the Rune Sun is going to be the better choice. Then we've got the Grimwrath Berserker. 3 attacks, strength 5, 2/5 damage. Doesn't really seem amazing. We'll have to see his ability at what that is. We've got the Battlesmith. He buffs toughness in Age of Sigmar. If he does the same in Warcry, he's going to be useless. And his attack characteristics are not great either. And we've got the Auric Rune Master. He at least has 2-inch range, which makes his piss poor damage output a bit less bad. Again, we'll have to see about his ability in the end. And then we've got the Doom Seeker, who has also 3-inch, who only has 3-inch range movement as all of them, so no riding units or anything here. But his damage output again isn't bad, and he's quite cheap, so... But wait, his damage output is the same as the Rune Sun's. He's more expensive because of 3 wounds. Okay. And he does not get an extra lead ability. So if the Auric Runesun's lead ability doesn't suck horribly, I think that one is going to be the superior choice. Anyways, let's have a look at the abilities. So the first one, double for the Rune Master. Volcano's Call. Pick a visible enemy fighter on the battlefield floor within 12 inches of this fighter and roll a number of dice equal to the value of this ability. For each 4 to 5, allocate 1 damage point. For each 6, allocate 3. Not a great ability. I'd say ditch that one. Probably not worth bringing the Auric Rune Master. And we've got Runic Empowerment. Oh, that's for the Rune Smiter. I didn't even talk about him. He's really cheap, bad damage output, otherwise fine probably. So, Runic Empowerment. Picking one visible friendly fighter within 3 inches of this fighter. Until the end of the battle round, add the value of this ability to the strength characteristic of the next attack action made by that fighter that has a range characteristic of 3 or less. Yeah, that is not good. Really not good at all. Yes, you're going to get one attack that hits on 3s. That's all you're getting, basically. Yeah, not good as a leader ability at all. Then we've got Double Lodge Leader, and that is for the Rune Father or the Rune Son. Until the end of the battle round, add 1 to the strength characteristic of attack actions that have a range characteristic of 3 or less, made by visible friendly fighters while they are within 6 of this fighter. I think that can be useful. If you are bringing a lot of cheaper units with strength 3 and you're fighting a lot of strength 4, toughness 4 or toughness 3 enemies, that can still be quite good. And yeah, I think that isn't bad. And it's only a double as well. If it was a triple, I don't know, but for a double, I think it's quite good. Then we got the old leader ability, all of them keep it, so not talking about that one. Then we got the Icon of Grimnir, which is the Battlesmith. And as I thought, it's about adding toughness to friendly fighters. I'm not going even to talk about that, that's shit. Then we've got the Battle Fury, and sadly this picture that was taken is not allowing me to read this one easily, but probably until the end of the battle round, add the value of this ability to the move characteristic of this fighter. In addition, this fighter makes a bonus move action. Then they make a bonus attack action. So that one is for the for whom is it? Oh, for the Auric Rune Master. That gives you a lot of threat range, because adding the value of the ability, let's say it's a 4, 3 or 4, so suddenly you have movement 6 or 7, and you make a bonus move, and then you could theoretically like move twice. Quite good, quite good. However, he's the only one who can use this, and his damage output is not good at all. So I'm not sure he's the one you would want to use this one on. I'd probably much prefer to give this to the Doomseeker or something. Yeah, I don't see myself bringing this one. I think the Auric Runesun is probably your best choice for leader now. Anyways, he's so good. Look at him, the difference between him and the Volkite Berserker Carl. The only difference is that he costs 5 points more and gets that ability which increases strength of all fighters nearby, which is quite good. So yeah, I think he's the one to go with. Anyways, let's look at the Idoneth Deepkin. They got 4 new leaders, but 3 of them we already knew because they were all part of the allies in the Monsters and Mercenaries book. Yeah, I know all of their abilities. The Tidecaster can basically reduce the number of attacks an enemy has. I she's cheap, but she's one of the like normal spellcasters, which you know I don't like too much. Um, Movement 5 is good, but all of them have that. Toughness 3, 20 wounds, not amazing. I think she's probably not worth bringing. We've got the Ishran Soul Render, who has good damage output with his scythe. 4 attacks, strength 4, 2, 5 damage output is very good, and 2-inch range as well. Um, Along with his ability Hangman's Knot, that allows you to tie down an enemy without rolling a dice for it, is very good. So this one is a very powerful one. I used him as an ally a lot, and I think he's going to be a common leader choice as well. Then we've got the Isharan Soul Scryer. He's bad, his ability's bad, would not recommend bringing him ever. One interesting new guy we've got is the Kilian King. So he's entirely new, he was not in Monsters and Mercenaries. 10-inch move, of course, toughness 4, 38 wounds. That is even more than the Lokian princes have, that were the old leaders, so to speak. Let's have a look at his unique ability and see what he does, because at 4 attack, strength 4, 2, 5 damage, he's dealing as much damage as the Schleien guard Lokian prince is, only with higher range. So he might be quite good. Let's see. His new ability is Storm of Blows. Add half the value of this ability to the attack's characteristic of the next attack action made by this fighter. This activation that has a range of characteristic of 3 or less. So this is slightly better Onslaught, because Onslaught is not dependent on the ability value. However, this is only a double. You tend to have at least one, but probably normally 2 doubles, and you get wild dice. So you could easily make a high double every turn. And since I know this only adds the value to one of your attack actions, but that allows you to first move in, use your double 6, for example, or double 5, doesn't matter, and hit 7 attacks, which is a ton of dice, 7 dice, strength 4, 2, 5 damage. That's going to be a lot of damage output. And yeah, and probably still kill something even after moving. Or the other way around, you could finish someone off with that ability and then still move after. So I think you're getting more out of this than you're getting out of Onslaught, which I like. However, you're not getting as much out of it as out of Hangman's Knot. The the Hangman's Knot ability is better for sure. So the Isharan Soul Render still has the better ability. However, I think the Achillean King, in terms of his profile, is a bit better. Anyways, let's move on. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Don't worry. We've got the Ironjawz. So the Ironjawz got new units as well. They got the Gore Grunters. So those are the 2 new units. The Gore Grunter with Gore Hacker and the one with the Big Iron Chopper. All the other units are the same, so the Art Boys and the Brutes. Anyways, kind of the same as the Wild Oryx, sorry, the Bonesplitterz. These guys will be good for the mobility because they have 8-inch movement and 35 wounds, which is crazy. But they will not be great in terms of damage output. 2 attacks for the Jagged Gore Hacker sucks. Even at strength 5, 2, 4 damage, that is quite bad. And 3 attacks at strength 4 is better. This is a better fighter in my opinion, but still not great. And this one at least has 2-inch range, so yeah, there's an argument to be made for the Gore Hacker. Anyways, again, not good for damage output. You will want I think no more than one of these guys because they're quite expensive. But again, they can be very powerful in tying enemies down, in getting you objectives, getting treasures. If you have like a game where the opponent needs to kill a specific enemy, you can use him as your blood marked. It's going to be very tough for someone to take him down, and you can move as well. So I still like him. I still like the addition of these guys. Then we've got the leaders. We got the Mega Boss now, who also was in Monsters and Mercenaries. He gets the Mighty War as an ability, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the same as for the Bonesplitterz. Then we've got the War Chanter, the Weird Not Shaman, and a Gore Grunter boss for each of the weapon types. So let's have a look at the War Chanter's ability. Yeah, that one he's for a double, adding 1 to the attack characteristic of all friendly fighters within 6 inches of him. That is insanely good. So good. Such enormous value. I think that is probably the best ability, one of the best abilities in the game. This is a good ability if it's on a triple, and on a double, I think it's insane. So the Auric War Chanter, probably my favorite boss out of all of them. I'm calling it now. We'll have a look at the Shaman and the other guys, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be beaten. We've got Foot of Gork, picking one enemy fighter within 12 inch and throwing a couple of dice for some damage. Horrible ability. Do not bring the Auric Weirdnob Shaman. He's bad. Then we've got the riding guys. They obviously they did not get a stampede ability, so they can't like do the impact hits. They do get grab and bash. I think it is. Is it? No, that's the claw. They don't get any ability. Great. Oh, they get the Gorgrunter charge. Okay, they do have a charge ability as well. I thought they would probably. Yeah, not interesting. I think the bosses for the Gorgrunters are not going to be that great. I think you definitely want to go with the Auric War Chanter. So now we've got Legions of Nagash, and this picture is the one that makes me think that these leaks might kind of be faked or something, because these are the units, and they do not include any of the old units. These are all new units. So either there's another entire page full of units, which we're not seeing, or this is fake, or, and that's the third option, Games Workshop has decided to change the warband completely, which I kinda doubt, but well. Anyways, let's have a look at these units. We get a Blood Knight. He's 195 points, so quite expensive. 8 move, toughness 5, 22 wounds, relatively difficult to take down. In 2-inch range, strength 4, 3 attacks, and 2/4 damage. Not the best, honestly. I'm not super keen on his things. Let's have a look at the abilities he's getting. He's getting Thirst for Blood, which means that when you take down an enemy fighter, you can heal yourself. Yeah, don't know. I don't think he's great. That's mostly because you also get the Vargeist, which we are looking at now. He gets 5 attacks, strength 4, 2/4 damage, insane damage output. Not insane, but very good damage output. 235 points, 10-inch move, strength 4, and 30 wounds. He is just so much better than the Blood Knight in every aspect. I see no reason why you wouldn't want to bring him. Let's see what his rune mark does. Feeding Frenzy. When you take down an enemy, you can make a bonus move or a bonus attack. Yeah, that's a lot better than the Blood Knight as well. So, yes, he's 40 points more expensive, but the Vargeist is definitely much better than the Blood Knight. Then we've got the zombie for 55 points. I think that's cool because the zombie, yeah, 55 points is very little. That's good. Cheap fighters are always nice. 3-inch move is bad, very bad even. Toughness 4, 10 wounds. He's very survivable for a 55 point guy, very survivable. But 2 attacks, strength 3, 1 4 damage. He's probably not going to be great. He's okay, but he's not great. I think that might be the exact profile that the skeleton spearmen had actually, other than that they have 2-inch range. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Not bad though, like as a filling unit, and as I said, like just having bodies is an advantage in itself. Anyways, then we've got the Hell Knight, which looks like a bigger, more buff version of the Black Knight. Anyways, he's at 185 points, so only 10 points cheaper than the Blood Knight, still quite expensive. 2-inch range on his lance, only 2 attacks, strength 3, 2 4 damage. Oof. Oof. His damage output is horribly bad. Decently survivable and fast, but yuck. That's not good. Let's see his ability. Chosen champ. Sorry, which one is it? Yeah, chosen champion. So they get 1 more attack and strength if they are within 6 inches of the leader. On a double. Not bad, not great though. I think this one is a pass. He's quite bad. And we've got the Black Knight. He's almost as good as the Hell Knight in terms of damage output, only lacking 1 point in normal damage, which doesn't matter too much because you're going to be hitting on 5, so in reality, very little change there. And he's 50 points cheaper. And all you're losing is access to that one ability that no one needs, and 1 point of damage. I think this one is good. I think the Black Knight is not bad actually. He's not super cheap, he's not going to carry you through games, but you can grab objectives, you can grab treasures, you can run away. 135 points, not bad for that. So I probably take him over both the Blood Knight and the Hell Knight. Again, though, the Vargeist is amazing. Now let's look at the lords. We've got the Vampire Lords, the Castellan, the Gargoyle, Necromancer, White King, and yeah, two types of White Kings. The Vampire Lord is 4 attack, strength 4, 2 6 damage, quite good. He can also heal as the Blood Knight can. He got a move of 4, toughness 4, 25 wounds. Yeah, I mean, he's not horrible. He can also, what we should mention is all of them can resurrect. So the standard leader ability is still resurrecting other models. Then we've got the Castellan. I don't even know what model he is. Oh, he must be a he's the Blood Knight leader. 1 attack, strength 4, 4 attacks with a range of 1, strength 4, 2, 5 damage, not a bad damage output. 250 points, he might be worth it. Again, though, only that feeding ability, which is not that great. Yeah, I don't know. Probably. We'll see what the other lords are. We got the Gargoyle, who is worse than the Vargeist. He got 10 wounds more, but his ability is worse, and his damage output is lower. I think I'd rather take the normal Vargeist than the Gargoyle leader. Then we got the Necromancer, obviously bad pokey ranged attack. Move is bad, obviously, and so on. He's the Necromancer we know and love. But he gets both of the old Nagash abilities, which is the Necrotic Siphon, so the thing to remove damage from himself and put it on someone else, an opponent, and the Dance Macabre, which is buffing, giving friendly fighters close by bonus attacks, which again is great. So I think you're actually going to want to stick to the Necromancer. Interestingly here. He's by himself obviously not great, but his abilities are much better than those of the others. He's quite cheap, and you can bring your powerful models in the Vargeists now and don't have to rely on a powerful leader here. So yeah, that's that. Let's move on. We've got Sylvaneth. No new units here. We do have a new leader. We have a couple of new leaders. We have the Arch Revenant. That's the guy with the wings. And we've got the Branch Witch, the Branch Wraith, and yeah, those are the three new leaders. So the Arch Revenant has a spear with a range of 2, 4 attack strength, 4, 2, 5 damage. I like that. 10-inch movement and flying, and toughness 4, 25 wounds. That strikes me as quite good. Let's see his ability. Oops. That one. Okay, so he got the tail pincers of his little bird on his back. Yeah, that's not a good one because that's just a bit of damage on a double. Not great. Would rather spend it on Onslaught. And then he's got Call to Battle. Add 1 to the attack characteristics of attacks with 3-inch or less by friendly fighters while they're within 6, I'm guessing, of this fighter. Great. So far, I like him. That is a great ability, the last one I just read. I think the Arch Revenant is amazing. Then we've got the Branch Wraith and the Branch Witch. Both of them have the bad magic attack, are not great in melee. So yeah, 6-inch movement on both of them, which is nice. Not the most survivable of lords, but okay. Let's see. The Branch Wraith has the Blessing of the Forest, which allows her to remove 1 damage point allocated to each friendly fighter within 6 inches. Again, someone else has that. We saw that before on someone else. It's insanely bad. I do not think we'll ever see the Branch Wraith ever at all. Then we've got the Branch Witch, and her ability is the Swarm of Spites, which again is allocating a bit of tiny damage on dice throws. Not good. Yeah, I think this is a very easy one because it's the Arch Revenant that you're gonna pick as leader. He's just really good. Really, really good. So yeah, that's all the leaks. There was only these 6 warbands leaked. That's all I have for you today. Please do let me know which one you are most excited for. Let me know what you think of the changes. And also, as I said, once the books are released, I'm going to make in-depth videos on every warband again. And I'm going to make a tier list. So watch out for that and see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.